The LMU beach volleyball program under John Mayer has really just emerged on the stage. I think